Hello, welcome to Pop Along RC, the RC car channel dedicated to getting you guys into RC car racing. I'm Carl, this is Mark, and do you know what? I missed you this weekend, boss.
Yeah, well, let me pull my chair in a bit. Yeah, because you did a race meeting without me, didn't you?
I did, do you know what? It's not quite the same without you.
No, I know. Was you, so what one was it then? What did you do?
Well, I went to the King of Clubs.
The King of Clubs. Oh, we've done that one before,
We did do.
What round did I do? Because I'd done the last round, didn't I?
You did the West London, and I went there as pit dad with AJ.
Yeah.
And I thought this weekend I would pay my family a visit. So I've got family that live on the south coast. I've got some family in Worthing, a little bit up the road in Lancing. I've got some more family there. And next along the coast is Shoreham by the Sea.
That sounds like a very exotic place.
It is very exotic. And at Shoreham by the Sea they have Adur, which is, honestly, one of the best looking tracks I've ever raced on.
It looks good. I've only ever seen it in videos, but they you know, they spent a lot of time making that place look nice.
They did. It was immaculate when I got there. Absolutely fantastic track. I literally went there. It was more of a visit of the family at the weekend.
Okay.
And I chucked the car in the back. I could have done a bit of prep beforehand, but I didn't. So I just went in completely blind on a track I'd never run.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't do too well.
All right. So you say you didn't do any prep work, but you must have took your tyre warmers at least. Yeah.
No, I didn't take my tyre warmers. So
what about did you put the car on the setup gauges? Because these are pristine, you know.
it did give me the setup gauges.
I did.
But I was also pit dad for AJ, and he was braking his car most rounds, so I didn't actually get a chance to put it on the setup gauges. I did, however, I did put it on the scales.
Okay.
And I copied, that's a carbon copy of your car.
Yeah.
And I was 90 grams underweight, and I could not work out for the life of me what was going on.
90 grams underweight. So
So
what?
70 grams underweight.
70 grams. That's a big hit.
That is a big hit.
So what? So I'm gathering then that you were using the wrong type of battery or something, were you?
Well, I use my normal batteries, the same batteries I use in this.
Mamma mia. Yeah, right. Well, that's the wrong. See, you know the stock class, yeah. These stock cars need a bit of weight in them. They tend to use the long 7.4 lipos with a high milliamp hour rating because of the weight issue, you know, because you've got to stay within that weight. So what, you know, if you're going to go heavy, you may as well just, it's not dead weight then, is it?
So I should have stuck with the bigger batteries rather than the shorty packs.
Yeah,
that
bigger milliamp hour.
That is where I was short of a bit of weight then.
Oh, man.
So I did actually chuck in loads of weight just to get it up to weight.
Okay. This is, I can't handle it. This is very slapdash from you, mate.
But you know what? It's such a nice little event, that. I say, the track was amazing. My first time at the club, my first time on the track, and the track, it ran really nice. I liked the way the track flowed. And this is the thing, I thought to myself, right, I'll get there, I'll have a practice.
Yeah.
Okay, practice round. I was a bit late because I had a bit of a lie-in. So I got there a little bit late, so I didn't really have time to put any additive on the tyres. So I just went out on a cold track with the control tyres, and I didn't have much grip. But do you know what? I wasn't expecting to go fast. I just needed to learn the lay of the land and learn the track.
Yeah.
So next round was the seeded qualifiers, and this happened. Okay, so as you can see, the heavens have opened, and I am the next heat out. So do you know what? I don't think I'm gonna bother. So as you can see, I didn't get out for my seeded practice because, well, it was absolutely chucking it down, and that's not a wet setup car.
No.
To be fair, it's not really a dry setup car, but I just thought, well, I'll probably be in the bottom heat anyway, so I might as well qualify last, which I did. So the qualifying runs, I was slowly but surely learning the track, and the car was really, really slow. So I did actually get round to changing the gearing on the car.
So you geared it up.
I geared it up. It's worth mentioning these cars aren't really easy. It's not as simple as just changing a pinion on this, is it? Not on these. To take off the top deck, or at least loosen it off to try and flex it so you can get the pinion in. So it was a little bit of a pain. I went up to a 35. I could have probably done with a 36 if I'm honest. Yeah. But I looked at it and thought, I haven't really got time to be faffing around changing another pinion for the next round. So I turned the can on the motor and turned the timing up on the motor.
Did that help?
For the finals. Again, that helped massively. So in the final, I was never going to win. No. But I had... We say it all the time on the channels, don't we? It's about being in a close race with someone. Yeah. And that is exactly what I got in the final. There was 3 cars and we were switching places throughout the finals. Got pipped to the post. I made one mistake which cost me, but do you know what? Really happy with the lines that I was getting by the end of the day, and how consistent I was around the track. But yeah, it's just the car was... It struggles with carrying speed. Yeah. You find the same when you ran this car.
Yeah, the car's good. It's a budget car, and I think the thing is probably where you went wrong, which you know anyway, is that you need every single bit of... What's the word?
You need your crosses to align, don't you, boss?
Yeah, you do. You need to make sure everything's right with this car, because it's not like a top of the end X-Ray or even a Schumacher. It's nothing like that, and you have to make sure absolutely everything is right on this car. There's a little bit of slop here and there because the parts aren't as good quality and stuff, but it is a good budget race, so you have to make sure everything's... And yeah, I guess there was a lot of things you probably didn't do, but you didn't have time, and sometimes that's racing, isn't it? You might, we run so many disciplines, we can't always...
And this is a car, let's be honest, when we first looked at getting into touring cars, you were the driving force on that one, weren't you? It was something that you felt quite strongly about.
Right. I'm okay with a touring car.
And I kind of just came along on the journey a little bit. Yeah. It's not my bag, but I really wanted to experience the King of Clubs, and I got to do that with a car that didn't cost me £1,000. I think everything, including all the electrics, we're looking at about 500 quid because we're running the just stock ESCs in there. So again, budget, everything. So I got to experience the King of Clubs, running against some of the top guys in the country. I was never gonna do well.
No, and that's probably their main discipline. But you know what? There's loads of people out there who I'm sure will say, well, yeah, I kind of get that, and it's probably what they do as well. Look, we go to these race meetings and put ourselves out there and have a go, and you can have a look at our journey. We never say we're the top drivers, we're not.
We're not the top drivers. I consider myself a solid club racer. Yeah. And I say I do better at some disciplines than others, and this one I'm an absolute... Well, both of these cars, actually. I've run this car, 4 times? And I've probably only run that one 5 times. So for these classes, these cars... I'm almost a novice, a beginner with these, because they're not the normal classes that I run.
Do you know what I'm a bit disappointed with, though, about this car?
Go on, then.
Well, you're an artist, right?
I am.
By trade, you've got degrees in illustration and everything like that, ain't you?
Yes, I have.
And your Warhammer models are very, very good. So what is the deal with this awful paint job, man?
Well,
that is embarrassing.
Do you know what?
That's what that is.
That still needs the stickers to go on.
To cover up the mess.
Basically, to mask the mess and cover it up. But that was actually... I think I painted 6 shells in 20 minutes.
Oh, right, so you didn't rush it then?
No, I took my time. Good. I took my time and did all 6 of them.
That's kind of
batch process, knock them out. Nice red to white fade like we do on Pop Along.
That's our paint.
This one I took my time on.
Really nice.
This one came out nice because this one, I thought, you know what, I want this to look perfect. That one was a little bit rushed, I'm going to be honest.
All right, so listen, what's the moral of the story then?
Do you know what? If you want to go to these competitions and you want to win, You need to get down there, you need to get the practice in, you need to familiarise yourself with the track, you need to do every last little thing to your car to get every last little millisecond out of it.
You've got to put it on the setup gauges beforehand.
Gauges, weighing scales, tyre prep, tyre heating, get your additive cycles sorted, charging your batteries to that optimum level as well. Like, literally everything needs to be spot on. I popped along and I experienced the king of clubs first hand, so I can say, do you know what, I've done that, been there, done that. Had a good day. My son had a good day, got himself a little trophy for taking part in the Rookie Cup. And it was all about doing exactly what we say, pop along, give it a go.
Yeah, exactly. You know your son, so how old's your son now?
He's 8.
He's 8. Have I told you about when I started RC?
How old were you when you started?
I was about 4.
About 4.
Let me tell everybody. So, it was a long time ago, and basically,